regarding tonight's night and tomorrow's day is the day attributed to the demise, the wafat of Hazrat Khadija al-Kubra sallallahu alayhi. And her important significance in the religion of Islam is unparalleled, unlike anybody else. So we have to mention a few things about her life and her importance in the Holy Prophet's life and her importance in our own life as well, inshallah. So it's mentioned that she's born in Makkah and she's a few years older than the Holy Prophet of Islam. Some narratives say 3 years older, some say 5 years older. In any case, some years older than the Holy Prophet of Islam. She is born to a family and a clan of people who have been famous as traders, as business people. Her father was a businessman, her grandfather, her great-grandfather, so on and so forth. And she inherited all of that from her family. And for this reason, she used to be called Malikatul Arab. She used to be called Malikatul Quraysh, the person, the one who had the most caravans, the most businesses out of all of the people of Quraysh. It's mentioned that if all the wealth of all the people were gathered on one side, it would still not equal the wealth of Khadija. All the wealth of all the people in Makkah was on one side and the wealth of Khadija was on one side. And so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala decided and decreed that instead of the Holy Prophet of Islam proposing to her, and then people would say that he proposed to her because she was wealthy, they decided, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala decided that instead it's going to be Khadija who will propose to the Holy Prophet of Islam. And when Hazrat Khadija proposes to the Holy Prophet of Islam, she tells us and to all of us till the end of the world that remember, the Prophet didn't choose Khadija because she was wealthy, but Khadija chose the Prophet because there was nobody like him. Imagine that even before the announcement of prophethood, Khadija recognized that there's nobody like him. Today people say everybody's like him. Today people say everybody's like him. Khadija recognized before the Prophet came, he announced his prophethood, that there's nobody like him. There's nobody like him. Otherwise she had proposals from other people and she rejected them, and she accepted and she proposed herself to the Holy Prophet of Islam. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala liked this so much that in the Shariat of the Holy Prophet of Islam, he instituted that the marriage should start, the contract to start with the woman, initiate with the woman, and end with the man. Then she gets married to the Holy Prophet of Islam, and another important personality comes in the picture, who also died in this same year, Hazrat Khadija and Hazrat Abu Talib. Why? Because Hazrat Abu Talib comes to recite the nikah for the Holy Prophet. Waraqa, the cousin of Khadija, comes to recite the nikah for Khadija. Hazrat Abu Talib says the nikah and he says, Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala likes this so much that he begins his Quran with this word of Abu Talib. Abu Talib, before the announcement of prophethood, before the announcement of Islam, says, Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Everybody says Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen after the announcement of prophethood. Abu Talib says it before the announcement. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Praise be to Allah who made us from the progeny of Ibrahim and Ismail and gave us this honor today that I'm marrying my nephew to Khadija sallallahu Marriage takes place now after the marriage. Children are born, and this is the uniqueness of Hazrat Khadija sallallahu alayha. Otherwise, this ayat of Quran which I recited from Surah Ahzab, the Prophet is superior over you than your own selves, and his wives are your mothers. But To be al-Mu'mineen is on one side. To be mother of Fatima Salamullah alayha is on the other side. And this honor is only belonging to Hazrat Khadija Salamullah alayha, that she is the mother of Fatima Zahra Salamullah alayha. And after this is the announcement. This is the announcement of prophethood. Right, we just have to finish before. Announcement of prophethood. After the announcement of prophethood, everybody, the ones who used to call him Sadiq and Amin, the ones who said that there's nobody who's heard him tell a lie, if you leave something with him as a trust, he will always return it back to you. Those same people, today they say he's a magician, he's a sorcerer, he makes up stories. They don't believe him. They accuse him of making up everything that is announcing. The person who accepts his message is Khadija Salamullah. The person who accepts his message is Khadija Salamullah. Not only accepts, but she also says that, Ya Rasulullah, whatever I have is for you. Whatever I have is for you. For this reason, every single person who says the kalima of the Prophet has a debt towards Khadija Salamullah. If it wasn't for her, there's no wealth. If it wasn't for her, there's no Islam. There's no survival of the religion of Islam. To the extent that the people of Makkah decide that we can't isolate the Holy Prophet of Islam anymore by himself. Why? Because he has Abu Talib, he has Khadija around him. He has his clan of Banu Hashim around him. So what shall we do? We will make them social and economic boycott of the whole of Bani Hashim. All of Bani Hashim have to leave Makkah. We won't sell them any food, we won't give them anything. We will starve them to death. At that time, Hazrat Khadija Salamullah said, Ya Rasulullah, whatever wealth I have is for you. For this time, for 3 years, there's social and economic boycott of the Bani Hashim. At this time, very important question that I want you to think about. This last moment before Islam is the most difficult time to think. But I want you to think about this. That at this time, when Bani Hashim, only the family, the clan of the Prophet are subjected to this boycott. That nobody would sell them food. If they sell them food, it's 3 times the price. They wouldn't give them water, so on and so forth. At this time, the historians mention that some non-Muslims, some people who are not Muslims, they came to help Rasulullah and Bani Hashim, and they gave them water. Out of the spirit of their humanity. They were not Muslims. They didn't recite the kalima, but out of their spirit of humanity, they came and they gave water to Bani Hashim. At this time, there were Muslims or not? At this time, there were Muslims. There were few of them, but there were Muslims. But historians are silent about what they did at this time. Those Muslims, they decided to remain silent, quiet, just like today. Just like today. When oppression is happening and Muslims stay quiet, they don't say it. This is from the beginning of time. Rasulullah and his family are facing no food, no water. And Muslims are there, but no Muslims, and some of them are wealthy, and some of them are big names in the religion of Islam. But all of them are absent. At this time, all of them are absent. Nobody is there to help the Holy Prophet. If anybody helped the Holy Prophet of Islam at this time, either Abu Talib helped the Holy Prophet of Islam, or Khadija al-Kubra, Salamullah alayha, helped the Holy Prophet of Islam. At this time, so what did Muslims do later on that we know that we can't compete with them? Why? Because they helped them when nobody wanted to help Rasulullah, so we erased them from the history, removed them from the history. Say Abu Talib ma'adallah was kafir, and Khadija al-Kubra we don't want to talk about. Nobody talks about. Otherwise, every single place in the Muslim world on today's date, there should be majlis in all the Muslims. All the Muslims should be remembering that every single day, the reason you say the kalima and read the prayers and call yourself Muslim is because of Khadijatul Kubra Salamullah. And so each one of us has to acknowledge that debt and say that yes, I am a Muslim today because of Khadijatul Kubra Salamullah. I am a Muslim today, not only I am. What is her rank, her martaba, her status? Rasulullah is coming back from Mi'raj and he says to Jibreel, I'm going back down to the earth. Is there any messages for people on earth? Jibreel says yes, Allah and Jibreel sent salam to Khadija. Subhanallah. Allah and Jibreel sent salam to Khadijatul Kubra Salamullah, that Allah acknowledges that in Surah Mubarakah Dua, وَوَجَدَكَ عَائِلًا فَآغَنَا. We found you to be in need, poor, you didn't have any money, and we made you rich. We made you rich through Khadijatul Kubra Salamullah. We made you rich through Khadijatul Kubra Salamullah, and she said, Ya Rasulullah, this is all for you. For these 3 years were no Muslims. Nobody came to help the Holy Prophet Islam. Only this wealth of Khadija was there to help him. Until it ran out. Until it ran out. Wealth is finite, it will run out one day. It ran out. That day, Rasulullah said to Abu Talib, that tell the people of Makkah that that agreement they had written, it's been eaten up, it's finished. When they went to the Kaaba and they opened the case in which the document was kept, they saw that all the document was eaten up except where it said Bismika Allahumma. Where it said the name of Allah was remaining, everything else was eaten up. They ended the boycott. When they came back, after they came back from that boycott, same year, Hazrat Abu Talib and Hazrat Khadija, they both passed away. Rasulullah was so sad at this moment that he called it Amul Huzn, the year of grief. Whole year he remembered Khadija and Abu Talib. Not one day, he remembered them one day. He remembered them for a whole year. To tell us that, remember, if somebody does a favor on the religion of Islam, then you have to remember them. Because the Holy Prophet of Islam remembered them. Holy Prophet of Islam remembered them. Abu Talib and Khadija, both of them, they passed away this year. When Hazrat Khadija passed away, there was not even enough money to buy a kafan. Imagine, the richest woman in Arabia who had everything, she gave it to the Holy Prophet of Islam. When it came to her passing away, there was not enough money to buy kafan. Rasulullah said, I don't have enough money to buy kafan. At that moment in time, Jibreel came down from the heavens. Jibreel came down from the heavens with 5 kafan. And he said, Ya Rasulullah, these are the kafans for you. He says, Jibreel, whom are these kafans for? He says, this first kafan is for Khadija. So give it to her and bury it. This second kafan is for you. And the third kafan is for Fatima. The fourth one is for Ali. And the fifth one is for Hassan. So Rasulullah said, Jibreel, what about my son Hussein? What about Abu Abdullah Hussein? Where's the kafan for Hussein? And Jibreel says, Ya Rasulullah, your son Hussein would be killed hungry and thirsty on the plains of Karbala, and he would not get a kafan on that day. Everybody would have a kafan, everybody would be buried, but the grandson of the Holy Prophet, for 3 days his body would lay burning on that sand, shattered into pieces. that on the third day when Imam al-Sajjad alayhi salatu wasalam comes back and he wants to bury their bodies, so he instructs Bani Asad, he tells them, come, take this body, place it in this place. When they had placed all the bodies in the graves, he tells all of them to step back. He tells all of them step back, and then he takes piece by piece the body of his father Hussein and he buries it. He says, nobody come forward to touch this body. My father has been through enough pain. Ala wa lanatullahi ala al-qawmi al-zalimin wa saya'lamu alladhina zalamu ayya munqalabin yanqalibun inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. This moment, last moments of the fast before the time of iftar, is time of istijabat of Quran. It's mentioned as a person, moments before iftar, be ready and make dua. So we have a few moments to do dua. First of all, to make dua for those who established this majlis, who sponsored this majlis, who sponsored the iftar. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala increase their tawfiqat, and to elevate the status of their marhumeen, and to give all of us the tawfiq to participate in giving iftar and to establish majlis for Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam. We pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for the forgiveness of our sins, to elevate the status of all of our marhumeen, particularly those who are the shuhada and those who are going through suffering at the moment in various parts of the world. We pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to allow us to act according to the teachings of Ahlul Bayt alayhi salatu wasalam, to give us the ziyarat in our lifetime and shafa'at in the next life. And we pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to hasten the reappearance of our Imam and to make us amongst those who serve him. رَبَّنَا تَقَبَّلْ مِنَّا إِنَّكَ أَنْتَ السَّمِيعُ الْعَلِيمُ بِحَقِّ مُحَمَّدٍ وَآلِهِ الطَّيِّبِينَ الطَّاهِرِينَ الْمَعْصُومِينَ. Once more, you're requested to read Fatiha for the marhumeen that we've mentioned, and